Hi, beautiful beings of light. This is Yana, and welcome to my YouTube channel in the month of May, magical May of 2022. And we are continuing from my previous video. There was, of course, lots to talk about. My introduction was huge, and then I didn't have much time for talking about fruits and vegetables and. What is it? The sea vegetables. Was it coconut, nuts, and seeds, guys? That's all used to be part of the Lemurian diet. Root vegetables, beans, okay, herbs. There's some mentioning, and even some mushrooms. Mushroom masters, actually, they are star seeds like us, right? And back in Lemuria millions of years ago, there were huge big rings of mushrooms, and they were portals, right? And the seedings, they reminds us of extraterrestrials, right? We can even communicate. There was a communication, and also that's how you could get to other dimension. Now, of course, people, they are using the magic mushrooms and things like that, and it also has to do like with the spores. I'll read about it. This is incredible. It fascinates me, guys. Food diet, incredible effect, or how important it is on our ascension journey, on healing, transformation, and so on. It's just like sticking to the right food, right diet, right? Of course, while working on ourselves, and just meditating, doing that detox, cleansing, or drink distilled water. I guys also have the solfeggio tones for you, because today's Sunday, so I was already doing the meditation at 8 a.m., right? Sandra Walter, we've been doing it for 6 years. The Unity Meditation, or the Ascension Meditation, raising the frequency, vibration, building the momentum, right? Increasing the light quotient, and what else I wanted to say. So there'll be two more meditations. So huge big portal. Huge big deal, like doing those meditations, right? We're changing the carbon-based DNA into crystalline DNA, our entire body, entire structure, right? We are recalibrating, rejuvenating, regenerating. We're restructuring ourselves, and aligning to that new grid, right? The crystalline grid, and connecting to the divine matrix, the universal awareness, plugging in, right? Through the universal mind, the cosmic mind, as the frequency, and the gamma rays frequency, the platonic light, right? Everything is, guys, here. So it's all about tuning in inwardly, just doing the inner work, and you're working with energies, and just feeling that power that comes from within, that comes from the connection to that divine spark that is within that sacred chamber of your heart, finding that peace that passes all understanding. And that's how you guys, you're expanding your consciousness, you're growing, evolving, right? Spiritually, you're calming down your emotions. Also, your mind just becomes more harmonized, and that's how you connect to that sacred mind, to the mind of God, and pretty much ejecting or transforming that 3D mind that is attached to the ego, negative ego, that has to do also with the mind control, with all this conditioning and programming and dogma, and then the pain body, the shadow body, right? We've been programmed, so it's a matter of embracing it, right? Being okay with it. We did some violet flame invocation, right? Very important, because through that you can transmute all these, this negative energies of all the past. Being in the present moment and being the now is very important. And just don't be afraid of that shadow, right? We all have that. And also, I see how so many people, right? Oh, my family, I want my family to change. You cannot change anybody but yourself. You be the change, and then sending good vibes or prayers, or imagine your family in that loving light, right? In that heart full of Christ light, and then at the same time you let God, because we cannot push anything, anybody. And if some of our folks already decided, hey, I'm staying in 3D, baby, in the metaverse, in the computer simulation, it's a comfort zone, I'm not going anywhere, I don't care about the ascension, I don't want to have nothing to do with the disclosure or some kind of ET, UFOs and things like that, I mean, for me, it's I can't even deal with these kind of energies. I mean, I would immediately remove myself, but that's me. But of course, it takes time, because I understand there are ties, right? There are all these family ties and bonds or whatever that is, and it takes time. It takes years, right? But for me, I'm so happy to be free. I mean, if I want to write them something, like to my family overseas, it's my DNA family. They gave me this DNA skin suit, right? And all the lessons that I had to learn, and all this karma that was given to me, somebody has to come here and transmute the family karma. And and to me, just being independent, that's how I really healed myself, and just being free and just sending them good vibes, but at the same time, hey, I'm living my life and doing the work for the Lord, right? Being of service and helping others, those who are ready, who are choosing ascension, who are choosing healing, who are choosing transformation. So there's this energy flow. Otherwise, people, like, if you're dealing with people, too much resistance and just too much black magic, right? And just too much of that heavy duty programming, and people on medication, and who knows what else they're using, right? And just kind of the psychosis, and just kind of, they would have to go through heavy duty deprogramming and rewiring of their subconscious mind. Their energy field would have to be transformed, right? They would have to do some breath work, some inner work, or listening to solfeggio tones, healing music, or writing things down. PTSD time to heal, and they don't want to do any action towards that. To me, it's a total, like, a waste of time, and it's funny how the family, I mean, it's I'm looking forward to meet my star family, or galactic family, my true family. I mean, those are the star seeds, you guys. We know, I mean, I already knew that these people, they are not my parents back then. I was 6 years old or 9 years old. I was like, who are these people? I don't know you guys, but it's like, okay, I came here like a rescue mission, what I'm saying? Because my dad, whether it was Indigo, those 3 waves of ascension, Dolores Cannon talks about it. I think my dad didn't do anything, he just married somebody or got somebody pregnant, right? Here we go, here I am, right? And so for me, it's a heavy duty to really release the karma from that lineage, ancestral lineage, my ancestors, my parents, you have the mother's side, and then you have the father's side. I don't know how many generations. So, somebody's got to do it, right? Because also the elite, some of those families, they actually ended up also in a very horrible situations, or they were murdered, they were massacred, or horrible things were done to them. And then through them, the negative aliens, the dark forces, were doing horrible things, right? Creating World War I, World War II, and and then we have all these psychological wars going on, spiritual wars, with all these bio weapons, psychotronic weapons, right? Directed energy weapons, and so on. So you guys, just stay focused on yourselves, take care of yourselves, love yourselves. And if you have the money, then go ahead and remove yourself, rent some beautiful room or home, or house somewhere close to whether the ocean or to the nature, right? To the mountains, the birds are chirping or singing, just being outside, and the fresh air, and the sunshine, right? We talk about, from the book, the soul energy, from the sun, right? The leafy greens and the chlorophyll gives the strength for your physical body, but also for the light body. We have to build the light body. We are 99.9% energy, 0.1% matter, right? We are sound, line, frequency, vibration. We are leaving the 3D personality matrix, right? Just, the body and how you look, and money on account, and just kind of, the sports, and just being pretty much 3D, which is what you see with the 3D eyes, right? So we're finally leaving here this 3D matrix, right? You have the 1, 2, 3 dimensions, 1, 2, 3 chakras, right? I talk about how important to transmute the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. We talk about the core, like a sunshine, with the healing energies of your heart, being in your heart structure, extremely important. And we're going to the harmonic universe number 2 right now. But some of us, of course, I already came with my third eye wide open, and the violet ray, right? That's the 7 dimension, 7 chakra, 7 DNA, the whole of Amenti. So we already were activated back then in the 70s. But guys, now it's all about, it's going to be the 4th chakra, right? The being in your heart structure, start speaking your truth here. That's the throat chakra, right? Because so many people, we were oppressed, suppressed, our emotions, our feelings, we couldn't really express our truth. And that's what happened also in my family. So I'm so happy, and like, I'm not in touch with them. I'm saying, you don't have to. They're actually spiritual teachers, a couple of them from India. They're saying you don't have to. I know in Asia, like in China, like you're obliged to then serve your parents and so on. But I was kicked out of the house, and all this shouting and screaming and yelling and cussing and hexing and black magic, all this gossiping. Come on, time to grow up. This is not my lifestyle. The same with the military. I mean, all kinds of probably reputation putting on me, and none of it is really true, right? Everything is mirror reflection. We have to exit the mind control. We have to exit the false programming, the false matrix, the archon matrix, right? And again, Marina Jacobi, she talks great about because so many people worried about their family members, and so through the quantum protocol, you know what to do, how to send them the good energy, through doing the work, and imagine your family being either ascended or in a good state, as long as they're choosing it on a soul level. But if they're not choosing it, they have the right to choose not to ascend and stay wherever they want to stay, whether in a metaverse, the computer simulation, in the 3D matrix. It's, if that's what they prefer, that's what they want to be experiencing, and it's our lesson to let go, let God, the detachment, non-attachment, so important. And then of course, so the 4th, 5th, and 6th chakra, right? So that's why we always talk about the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, just kind of free your mind, free thoughts, free thinking, right? It's just time to think for ourselves. Oh my goodness, because so many people program, right? Or you have to tell them what to do, or people here, like, they had to learn what to think, being politically correct. I can see it, people watching also news or TV or all these movies, and the subliminal messages, even for children, right? These cartoons. I'm so happy where I grew up, because it was so pure, it was so innocent, magical. It was so magical. So I'm very grateful and happy for my culture, and so then I can share it with you guys if you're inspired, right? So all my videos, everything, the work that I do is humanitarians, for you to be inspired. Remember, my videos are for educational, entertainment, and informational purposes. I'm here to inspire you, empower you, right? Giving information the way I interpret it, through my soul signature and nature signature, through my filters, and then how you guys perceive what I am conveying to you starts becoming your reality. It's your world, because you're perceiving it through your filters, you're perceiving it through your operational system, right? Everybody's unique. So on that ascension journey, or we're on a hero's journey, it's our duty to figure out, find out how we operate, what we identified with, what is our soul signature, energy signature, right? What is our star family, galactic family? What is our mission? What are our gifts and talents? What we came here to to contribute with, to, how we co-create, to co-create the new earth. Okay, so that's our responsibility, that's our duty. We have now all this freedom, all these energies, but at the same time it carries responsibility. Be careful what you put out there, right? That's why we're watching our thoughts, our feelings, and emotions, our thought forms, and also, our deeds and actions. Very important. Okay, so being in that core, being in your center, being in your heart, doing the daily prayers and meditations, guys. That's the drill, that's the discipline, the spiritual discipline, sadhana. That's what I've been talking about for so long. So, and of course, we enter into a new golden age in Aquarius. So here we go. We have Mr. Saint Germain, La Comtesse Saint Germain, the founder also of America, free world, free country. Okay, with the purity, the Puritans, and the pure Freemasonry. Okay, that comes whether from the Sirius, the star Sirius constellation, or from the Pleiades, 7 sisters, and so on. Okay, so that's esoterica. We talk about the inward, right? Like you have insights that comes from within, from connection to God, to source. Okay, I don't talk about the exoterica of the Cabal, right? Running the base 10 mathematics, the draconian measurements, all these reversals, perversions, and pedophilia, Luciferianism, Satanism. Extremely important, guys, to differentiate that. That's why we are purifying the mind, so we can see the difference, right? Very important. That's why in yoga, like focus, meditation, 8 steps of yoga, going within, inward, right? That's what will teach you, and it will give you the insights, will give you pretty much the revelations, and it will show you. But again, it's very much inward. So many people are external, and external partnerships, right? Going to restaurants, external family, and external things, and it's just like all this beauty, oh my goodness, all these beautiful energies that's coming from within, that inner core. You're building that crystalline cathedral, temple, the mystica, having direct connection to God, to source. And like I said, I've been studying mystica, since a child, a teenager, and Jewish Kabbalah. So that's something that is so dear to me. All these mystery schools back then from, ancient Egypt and Atlantis and Lemuria, we're resurrecting all these energies as we are ascending and entering the new golden age, the 7th golden age. So let's go back to food and diet, you guys. I'm very I'm all about it. I'm very passionate about this, and how to be karma free, guys, is just paying attention to what you eat, how you eat, right? The fruits, even the fruits hold the key codes and information messages within their juices and waters. And so the ascending crystallizing individual is advised to consume these fruits in their raw state in abundance, and hold these as dietary staples as you move through the ascension process. Eat fruits alone. Eat watermelon alone. Don't mix it with grains or even with vegetables, right? Even Marina Jacobi's Detox 101. When you do your juicing, whether veggies, then you have to wait like an hour, and then you can have your fruits, okay, or smoothie or something else. So and Ayurveda, the same thing. It's funny, in the Lemurian diet, we're going back to gardens, right? That's how it used to be. I want to have Ayurveda restaurants, and just being in touch or cooperate, with farmers who know how to take care of the land, and who take care of the soil, regenerative soil, right? Or regenerative gardening. They know how to make it rich. The soil needs to be rich. That's how it used to be back then, in Lemuria, Atlantis, and ancient Egypt. In rich soil with love, Very important. That's how, we get nourished. Now we are depleted, right? Because of the chemtrails and GMO, all these horrible chemicals, preservatives, and the glyphosates, and, there was Monsanto, right? All these companies. How come, again, who was supporting them? Of course, the cabal, the controlling group, right? And all this pharma and all these corporations. So that's why we are bringing this into divine justice. The Galactic Codex, study that on my website, Yanakalai, and the New Earth Jurisdiction, right? The credo that I wrote down. Because enough is enough. We're aligning with God's law and God's will. That's why it's a great news, but at the same time, lots of responsibility. We cannot blame other people, right? All constantly pointing our fingers. If there is anger, right, or there's frustration, like irritation, just going inside into your heart, acknowledge those energies, those discrepancies, those interferences, but through breath, right, or positive affirmations, or coloring, or listening to solfeggio tones, you can transform, change, smooth that, and start thinking something beautiful. So for the fruits, guys, okay, I talk about the avocado, right? That's you can consume it regularly because it's extremely, extremely good for you. And then we talk about, of course, the vegetables, right? I mean, the fruits is more of that feminine, antimatter, light aspect. And the vegetables, there as the masculine matter, physical aspect, right? So again, we are combining the Lemurian culture, the feminine, and the sunlight food, masculine, the Lemurian with the Atlantis, the crystalline also DNA with the indigo DNA. So and so the Lemurian knowledge has been preserved and handed down somewhat through indigenous cultures living harmoniously upon your planet. And so physical female will require more fruits, and the incarnated physical male will require more vegetables. I mean, it's not like rigid, but it's true that I am more into eating fruits, but I'm happy to have my salad or lettuce, arugula, right, leafy greens. I used to buy kale and Swiss chard. Oh my god, I mean, saute on coconut oil and just some Ayurveda spices. I mean, cumin, coriander, mustard seeds or fennel seeds, okay? Or if you like curry, you can have a curry powder. And it's and just don't saute too much. Make sure there's still some enzymes, okay? And just enjoying it like that, or with sweet potatoes, or rice. And again, you can sprinkle it with sesame seeds or hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, right? We'll talk about the seeds, the nuts. They're also very important for us. So the vegetables are to be consumed also in abundance. They bring forward the masculine aspect, that is strength. And we talk about the physical sun, right? It's a being, it's a masculine, and that's consuming the light codes from sun. That represents also masculine energies, and that's what gives our strength not only to the body but also to the mind. And here Magenta Pixie, she's channeling those dark green leafy vegetables, very important, right? If you want to be empowered, right, assertive, courageous, and confident. Dark green leafy vegetables, I mean, because of the chlorophyll, guys, okay? And we talk about strengthening your core, the solar plexus, and of course being in your heart. Very, very important. So the solar plexus and the heart, they're your anchoring points, okay? And so the physical body is a direct replica match of the energetic body, okay? So and we just talk about also how to be in your power, in your strength, how to be the column of light shining bright, right? That's how we also travel multidimensionally, Okay, here got this beautiful dolphin energies, right? Extremely high vibration, whether 7th dimension from Sirius, they're helping us with ascension as well. And how important it is to invoke, right? To invoke the Vat flame, transformation, transmutation. Thank you, Saint Germain, right? And the ocean, the water, being close to water. I mean, something soothing, right? How it used to be Atlantis, Lemuria, or floating cities, okay? The crystalline palaces, it's just the fluidity, right? And the flow of life, the currents, the energies, right? It's all connected to that crystalline grid of unconditional love. So guys, just tuning into those energies and just making that shift, that progress, right? And whether through like the meditation, shift in consciousness, awakening, kundalini rising, but also the diet. So important, but also so much fun, exploring all these fruits and vegetables, like the golden mango I've been eating recently, or I bought jicama, I'm just cutting the jicama. It's just so juicy. It's from South America, I think. It's from South America. And then also enjoying my cassava chips, even those are chips, with coconut oil. Read those ingredients, guys, okay? So you can still enjoy, like, people are used to chips and some comfort food, but go to like a Whole Foods store, or your Trader Joe's, or we have this like a very expensive one, organic health food store, right? Like I said. And there's so many alternatives, even like for desserts, like all kinds of cakes or smoothies, or for brownies, because they use agave, they use coconut sugar. If of course it's more expensive, I don't know why. It should be the other way around. It's good for your health, it's nutritious, delicious, right? But it is what it is. But and also eating less and less, like the mornings I don't eat, and then I have a smoothie, or some juice, okay? And then I enjoy my salad in the afternoon, but of course I can maybe sometimes I munch like later, right, in the evening, just to kind of calm me down, because I work in the afternoon, okay? I do like physical work, running up and down the stairs, like maintenance and all this stuff, but just enjoying like the new energies and drinking lots of water, hydration, distilled water, or if you want, guys, the alkaline water, or the structured water, just kind of play with it, or mineral water. But hydration, no Coke, no soda, no white sugar, no white flour. I mean, they even bleach the flour. So it's just like, why, tell me why, okay? So there's an agenda behind it. So we gotta be smart here and be aware and be in the know. So what else? The brain processes the 3rd-dimensional reality. The heart processes the higher. That's the heaven realm. Positive vibrations through emotions. And the gut processes the lower negative emotions. So that's the physical body. So that's why it's so important to be in your heart, and eating properly, right? Cleansing your colon, taking care of your colon, transmute those low vibes, and not only here in your gut, but also in your brain, right? That 3D mind, guys, that all needs to be transformed, transmuted. It needs to go, right? Because that 3D mind, the negative mind, all connected to all this mind control, and that's what keeps us trapped here in these lower frequencies in the 3D. And the consequences. And I'm watching my boss, she's just getting more stressed about everything, and projecting all this negativity. And you guys, we have to do the shadow work, the inner work for ascension. Extremely important, those who are choosing ascension. And the low vibes, that's what keep people to service to self kind of faction, I'm saying, instead of then being of service. But first, yes, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, we need to be selfish in a way to take care of ourselves. I talk about self-love, self-care, forgiveness, right? Forgiveness. And then transmute that love for compassion instead of judging and criticism, right? that low 4D, or 3D, just being compassionate witness, and just observe things, watch them, right? But being that 0 point divine neutrality, that God matrix. So that's the way to go, to transcend, because we are transitioning, right? We're going to the next harmonic universe, number 2, soul connection, consciousness expansion. And so the average third dimensional individual with any trauma-based experiences and fears often suppress them within their consciousness. So the trauma needs to be clear and released, right? And that's how you create immunity from the hijacking upon the planet. So like I talk about, the subconscious mind needs to be rewired. She talks about also the subconscious mind holds that which is unprocessed. So many people, they have unprocessed things. And, my energies, when I start talking to people, right, all these things are coming to the surface. And then people are pointing fingers. This is all me, that I'm bad girl. It's like, no, all these things being suppressed within your psyche. You got to now acknowledge it. You have to embrace it. You have to work with it. So that's why my energy is so powerful. So I have to have my boundaries, of course, set. Constantly invoke the Vad flame, right? God's sovereign free boundaries. And if it's too much, I have to remove myself or just neutralize those energies, because some people are not ready for me. They don't enjoy me. They always see the negativity, not understanding that the negativity comes from them. But if they're not acknowledging, the negativity that it's within their psyche, within their cellular densities, they'll be constantly pointing out fingers and judging. Then somebody out there is constantly hurting them, and causing them pain, and not understanding that first they have to embrace that pain that is within them and start doing something about it, right? You got to be responsible. So very important. And here we've been here hijacked, right? That was the hijacking of the negative polarity. See, she even talks about magenta pixie. That's the channeling. Lisa Rainey been talking about it for years. And so there's nothing wrong actually with the positive and negative, right? It's simply matter and antimatter. The merge of both creates the enlightenment or ascension through Trinity awareness or trilocational consciousness. Hijacking one of these polarities prevents the access of the Tao, the middle way. I talk about the yellow brick road, or the middle path, right? And the rose gold flame Trinity aspect. So that which has been hijacked is the true negative polarity, antimatter, moonlight, feminine. So that's why they hijack the dark matter, and back also in Atlantis, right? Misuse of highly advanced technology, crystalline technology, playing with the dark matter, disrespecting the natural laws, the universal laws, and created cataclysm, right? And now you see all these bombing, right? Or the atomic bomb, again, misuse of energies, right? The scientists, whether the Nazis, or whether the Anunnaki, or of the negative faction, and so on. That's why the Galactic Codex, they have to stop 100%, because this planet needs to go back to its original blueprint. Okay, she's the jewel, and she's perfectly located, right? She's like a hub for other galaxies and universes. So we have to keep this planet going. Okay, restore planet Earth. We're walking on the sacred planet, so we have to take care of it. All this recycling needs to happen, right? The gardening, and then cleaning all the pollution. But we have the ETs as well, right? But we have to make the contacts with them from the inside, okay? And it requires raising the frequency vibration, taking care of ourselves, and then they'll help us. And I'm sure there's this technology already here, cleansing the ocean and the air, the atmosphere, the soil, and also, we need to cleanse our energy field, our bodies, right? And the mental body, the emotional bodies, So it's all coming online. So we have to, do those meditations, pray and meditate, do the inner work, do whatever we can. So in order to raise to the crystalline frequency, one needs the positive and negative charge within in balance in order to create the Trinity, which is quantum convergence charge, or blue star fire. Okay, so again, the vegetables, most especially the dark green vegetables containing the chlorophyll, assist you and give to you this yin-yang balance, for they hold this balance in perfect combination within their stems, leaves, and shoots. Okay, and here she's also mentioning the mushrooms, the fungi, and those are highly intelligent plants, and many are star seeds like you. So yeah, so let's talk about the sea vegetables now, okay, because they have lots of minerals and natural sodium. And the sea vegetables, make sure also some of them actually mineral rich, and some of them are actually not suitable for human consumption. So you'll be surprised that sea vegetables have not yet been discovered upon your planet, and remain within the depths of an unexplored ocean regions. Wow, but they're abundant. Those that are edible, they're also abundant in life-giving force. And make sure they come from clean and clear waters, right? The sea vegetables, they pair extremely well with crystals for cleansing, so they can be soaked in crystal water before consumption if you wish. So I guess if you have some seaweeds, or was it kelp, you can soak them. I would put actually distilled water with crystals, or I would then put them on the sunshine, so you get the masculine energy, right? You get the coats, the solar light coats, or and that's how you guys start activating and taking care of your not only physical body, but your light body, which includes your astral body, your emotional body, your energy body, your mental body, your spiritual bodies. We're complex beings, right? That's how we were designed, also with 12 strands of DNA, with a crystalline heart, and the plasma light body. That's what we are working on, because we've been polluted, dumbed down, and here in this 3D matrix, suppressed, oppressed, right? And all these inversions and reversals, right? So correcting all that, bringing everything right side up. Through spiritual practices, and I have the Ascension Guardian protocol, right? So these foodstuffs, highly intelligent. Talk about this, the sea vegetables, okay? And let me see, they hold actually higher awareness of existence than the land-grown vegetables. They connect you with the mind through the detoxification of the body and pineal gland. They are cleansing and nourishing simultaneously. They are both masculine and feminine. And they may connect you to extraterrestrial awareness. So you see, even eating food, right? You can cleanse yourself, detox. She talks about their fruits. And here, sea vegetables can even connect you to ETs. So isn't that wonderful what food does for us? So that's why those who hold the fully plant-based vegan philosophy, right, the sea vegetables will give you the same fourth-dimensional connection one would receive from consuming seafood such as fish. So we highly recommend the consumption of mineral-rich sea vegetables. Coconut, the flesh, like the cream, the oil made from coconut, it holds much benefit, but the coconut milk is of special importance, okay, because it has natural electrolyte fluids, and this liquid within the coconut holds a very high charge, and it's almost 100% blue starfire. It builds your light body, your crystalline light body, your plasma light body. This is a conducting charge. It acts as a fuse to light the fire. It holds cleansing and nourishing properties, and it has conducting properties. It holds pure life force, if you will. The coconut water milk cream is therefore most advised for the ascending, crystallizing individual, and was eaten heartily among the Lemurians. Their coconuts were different from yours of your today moment, but there is much similarity. So you see, the original raw coconut visionary states can be achieved through the consumption of the highly charged raw milk from coconut. So this food item is therefore most beneficial for the ascending soul. So again, for releasing trauma, we had the fruits, Okay, then of course for the strength, not only physical but the light body, that was eating vegetables because of the chlorophyll. Okay, then contact with extraterrestrial here. If you eat sea vegetables, of course don't take it maybe too much literally. There's other stuff that needs to kind of go with it, and it takes time, like meditate, right? And here with the coconut, with the coconut milk, right? You are charged here with all the starfire, because you get the life force, you get the energy that's a pure life force. So, and the visionary states, you receive visionary states, so your third eye start opening. Okay, now we have the nuts and seeds, so consume raw only, and they're not recommended if they are like roasted. Or also be careful also of the oil, because they put canola oil or cotton, which is cottonseed oil, right? Or sunflower oil and all these things. I would be very careful. Make sure it's in a raw state and it's organic, it's natural. And also have just couple of I like macadamia nuts, for example, and seeds. I love pumpkin seeds and hemp seeds. Those are my favorite. Some people like sunflower seeds. Okay, and also I love sesame seeds as well. So whether the yellow, right, or the yellow, the white, or the black. So that's kind of vata, for vata individual. And it also, in their raw state, those nuts, they hold messages and information, and can be eaten alongside the green vegetables. So it's see, I sprinkle it in my salad. So see, it goes hand in hand. And some seeds hold a high level of charge creation, more so than the nuts, and similar to the coconut milk. So here, so the seeds, and the nuts, right? The nuts are only recommended in smaller portion. And the most beneficial ones, guys, chia seeds and flax seeds. The chia seeds, I mean, I'm not crazy about, but if you do like a coconut milk, you can dissolve them there. They will pop up. They will be like a puffy. And also, like, for example, people who still maybe eat yogurt, like I said, put some water into yogurt. You can put coconut flakes, and cinnamon or cardamom, and agave or coconut sugar or maple syrup, right? And on the top you can sprinkle it with chia seeds and have incredible dessert. Don't put any fruits in it, please. Eat fruits alone, right? I already talked about in my Ayurveda courses, horrible indigestion when people are combining fruits with yogurt, right, with dairy. And of course you can replace you can, instead of dairy, you can have like a coconut yogurt. Yeah, right, coconut. What else they have? I don't recommend soy. I even heard many times from other doctors or holistic practitioners, and so it's not even meant to for humans. Okay. And so I would avoid eating soy milk, soy products, even tofu and things like that. So enjoy your almond milk, right? Coconut milk, yogurt. Okay, you can even make your own almond milk. And that's why I know it requires a lots of time, and you gotta have all these blenders and juicers, and who knows what else, like a cheesecloth. Some people even use dehydrator. Okay, for kapha people, it's amazing. People with the biggest structure bones, they the people who look bigger, so for them dry food, because for them a little bit of oil, right, or a little bit of pizza or sugar dessert, and they immediately gain weight because of very slow metabolism. And again, you have to work with it. Don't judge yourself. Don't blame yourself. It is what it is. Be happy for your life, for yourself. and learn how to eat Ayurvedically or follow Ayurveda diet or discipline or structure, right? Or even food combining, right? We talk about the food that doesn't go together. So very important to know that. Or here's the Lemurian diet, guys, you know, just having fun with it. And simplifying our lives, but also simplifying our diet and making sure it's pure ingredients, organic, or coming straight from gardens. So the root vegetables, they are very grounding. I already talked about also in, you know, the Ayurveda. And then we have the magical property of a squash or pumpkin. It actually draws out the shadow, that which needs to be presented to the light. And so it depends on the level of buried trauma as opposed to mysteries within the subconscious. So you see how even the food is helping us with transformation, transmutation of our shadow, releasing our trauma, or being visionary, or having contact with extraterrestrials. Everything is interconnected. Also, when I talk about walnuts, right, it even it looks like your brain. So guess what is good for what walnuts are good for, you know, for your for brain, right, for your neurons, for the network, you know, so for the synapses. So it's unbelievable how, you know, even the nature, right, like replicates the autonomy is it autonomy? No, anatomy. Oh, autonomous anatomy of our body. Okay, so you can even see what is good for, you know, you don't have to go to a doctor to tell you what to eat or when to eat, right? And those who are connected to feminine energy or Lemuria, right, the macadamia nuts, you know, Kauai, Hawaii, or, you know, they like to be close to water, close to nature, right? We are more of that Lemurian nature. And then scientists, you know, these people, they're more like the Atlantis kind of energies. I mean, I like both. I like highly advanced technology. I mean, ET technology, spacecraft. But at the same time, you have to be humble in your spirit, right? You have to be very modest and having direct connection to God, to source. Then you can enjoy technology. You can enjoy a highly advanced, you know, technical stuff. But again, because of the misuse, right? You know, we have to be very careful. That's why we need to kind of prime ourselves. We have to really release that ego. We have to transmute that shadow. And look, even the pumpkin here, the squash, right, can reveal you what needs to be addressed. All the darkness coming to the light. So the pumpkin holds magical energy due to the fact that its symbolism sits within the collective consciousness of humanity as an alphabetical, numerical, or fire letter. It has the ability to trigger subconscious awareness and knowing of the darkness or shadow within humanity as a whole. This also extends to that which is hidden. Therefore, the pumpkin and the root vegetables shall lead you to the truth if you consume them. When you consume them with intention awareness, then this works strong, doubly strong. And also, right, so the pumpkin's magical reverence goes back even further. It has to do with the Celtic tribal folklore, magical food stuff, the Celtic tribal folk and superstitions of that time occurring through synchronicity. Many of those star-city individuals known as the White Witches used pumpkins within their magical spell casting. And you know what it was in reversal, because all the Halloween here to me in the United States in reversals, what does it represent? The black magic, right? All these horrible spells, all the demonic spirits coming online, the satanic ritual abuses, the satanism, right? Murdering children, was the Bohemian Grove, whatever, it was in California or somewhere. Just invoking the demonic spirits or the satanic entities or Luciferian entities, right? So you see, on which side are you? Reversed one, or now we are correcting everything, bringing everything right side up, and how it was to be originally, through pure intention, through pure heart, pure mind. So we need to go back to the virtues, ethics, and you know, spiritual discipline, right? the embodying the soul's virtues. It's time for us as we're ascending and we're transitioning, right? Soul connection, consciousness expansion. So talk to your soul, call upon your soul. The energies of your soul can heal you, guide you, love you, right? I mean, take care of you. I mean, the soul, just having connection to the energy of your soul. Okay, that's how you get your best care, and that's how you start building that security and that love and the trust that is within you. So that comes from that connection, the inner connection. So the pumpkin alone with all squashes hold much blue star fire, and the codes for the charge translate over even when these are heated and cooked. Oh, even heated and cooked. Wow. So you'll be updated, upgraded with all these blue star fires and all these charge, all this charge. Beans, they must be cooked properly or sprouted. To me, they must be soaked, right? Very important. Also, when you're soaking them, you can soak them with the bay leaves. You put bay leaves and black pepper, and then you cook them. Right, with bay leaves and black pepper, and you put salt almost when they are soft, because the salt will delay the cooking. And you have the nutrients within the beans assist the physical body in the creation of its own blue star fire within. The sprouting of the beans create very high amounts of blue star fire, for the sprouts are young living shoots. And so again, you have to be careful which one are healthy for you and which can, toxic to me if they're not properly cooked. Either if they are not soaked properly or cooked properly, it can be toxic for you, very difficult for digestion and for your stomach and for your intestines or small intestines for your colon, and you can have serious troubles. Okay, trouble. So, and then of course, talking about herbs, I don't understand herbalism, but she's mentioning, that's the nature's medicine, right? And here she's mentioning nettle. When I was growing up, as a child in Slovakia, right, there were the fields of nettles, and you would pick them, but you would have to be careful because you go to get pricked. You get like the blisters. But then my grandma, the blood actually cleanses itself when you get these blisters. You get burn. You can burn by nettles. And I was just like, oh my God, what it is. But then after, I don't know how many minutes or whatever, I just felt euphoria. I was just flying high. I mean, there must be something about it. And then of course you're drying those nettles and making tea, and it cleanses your blood, and it's full of antioxidants and vitamins. So I remember, like, I have a very good connection with nettles, even though, it gives you blisters and they sting like you have a fire ants. So these nettles, right, when I was growing up, but it brings you then into health and well-being. Of course, you don't want to be burned all the time, right? But there's a season, I think it was spring. And so it was amazing. And I know also we were picking up like a wild strawberries, because I'm not into strawberries much, and here you come and all these huge big strawberries, but they're pretty much GMO, right? They're full of hormones or whatever, pesticides, whatever they put into, right? But like strawberries or pineapples, they have to be sweet for me. I don't like the astringent taste, right? That's good for kapha, those bigger people. That kind of taste, we'll talk about it actually tomorrow, right? We'll go over all these tastes and senses, and just kind of repeat the information from previous lectures. So that should be exciting. And so the herbs contain an abundance of light codes and messages, right? And ascending star seeds are most enlightenment with the particular gifts and knowledge they have to impart. And consuming them raw or even lightly brewed tea awaken within the sensitive ones the information contained within. See, because we are the living library. The information codes present as a living library, meaning they come forward in real time. Guys, the superhero program, she talks about her book, but we're here on a hero's journey, and it's all about self-discovery and exploration. And Om Namah Shivaya, what in the world, right, happened to us, what happened to this planet, what happened to our lineage, you know, and all these fake wars, and you know, how come there's so many injustices, and you know, people should be free, right, having free access, you know, to free energy, or to water, to food, having beautiful homes and houses. I mean, that's how it used to be, right, in those ancient times. So we are resurrecting these ancient times, but also we have to resurrect our DNA, resurrect, you know, that ancient thinking, you know, and having that connection to God, to source, to what is, also connecting to our ascended masters, right? That's how America was founded, on this pure knowledge, on you know, on esoterica, this mystical teachings, okay, from mystics, even yogis, rishi, sages of the Himalayan mountains, you know, and the soul of Christ, right, the cosmic the dragons as well, you know. So all the energies are here. Everything is really percolating, just glowing and flowing, right? Just we need to just do the inner work. Whenever, guys, there's this discrepancy, or you're disconnected, you know, low frequency vibration, depression, anxiety, just name it, it's just now, oh, you know, it kind of reminds you, oh, now I have to connect to God, to source. Now I have to be in my heart. Oh, what I'm learning, right? Write things down. So start kind of making that journey, the journey of your soul, having it, make fun with it. Okay, just play with that, because it is all about expansion, you know, expansion and exploration and advancement and evolution, right? Because the consciousness is, and you know, the flow of life, right? Everything is moving in a circle of motion, cyclic emotion, the crystalline spiral, right? Going up, 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 you know, the good sacred geometry, the symmetry. Now with all this synchronicity, you know, things are happening because of the corrections that happen in the etheric architecture, thanks to our gatekeepers and star seeds and grid workers and ascension guides. Guys, we're doing the work. Let me go. I will continue mention the solfeggio tones next time, but you know, I did a video, it was the last year in summer. We talk about those healing frequencies, guys, and somebody looks like everything that I kind of said, it's kind of summarized here in this article. I'm very looking forward to, but hey, I have 2 more meditations, or maybe 1 more meditation to go, because then I'm going to work, right? And you know, it is what it is. Thank you so much for listening. Wishing you happy Sunday, and I'll talk to you next time. Remember, tomorrow, those, you know, who are ready, we're going to have the Ascension Ayurveda seminar. Namaste. Bye bye.